Today I just feel like sitting down and having a little bit of a draw. If you want to join me again, feel free to sit down with me and let's get our draw on because, oh, this tripod. I apologise for you guys seeing the legs again. I'm still trying to work this out. I haven't had success in getting a successful tripod system working here, so you're gonna see the feet in the videos until I work that shit out. Anyway, for your viewing pleasure today, as you guys know, I like to draw scary things. If you're on my channel, that means you like to draw scary things too. I have had this thought pop into my head. I'm going to draw a zombie Smurf. I just want to do a zombie Smurf. Never drawn one before and the idea just popped into my head. Now I did Google this because I wanted to see if other people had done some zombie Smurfs, and they had. I thought that was great, so it gave me a bit of a base to work with. So I knew what I was doing because I really never know what I'm doing anyway, so it doesn't matter. I've got my Reeves paper out today because I love this paper. I find this better than anything I've ever really drawn with. I'm the most happiest with this. I'm hoping the lighting's okay. I don't have a lamp set up anymore. Like I said, grab a pen, sit down with me if you want to draw something with me, because this is all this is. That's all I feel like doing today. I have been sort of dicking around with some ideas with what to do for this zombie Smurf, so I haven't gone into this completely blind like I do with a lot of my things that I do on here. I've gone in with a little bit of planning, and that's what you're gonna see today. And I do apologize for all the shadows because the lighting in here is just really shit. It's gonna be watercolors once again. I'm using my Mighty watercolor set, and that's pretty much all it's gonna be. So if you want to draw along with me, listen to my words, I suppose. Not that there's probably going to be much constructive wording in this video, and by all means this is not going to be a tutorial because I'm not good at doing tutorials, and I don't feel as though I'm qualified to be teaching you guys absolutely anything, or just draw your own thing while you're listening to me. We'll start with the face, shall we? Which is where I like to start most of my things. And we'll just do a general gist of where his head is going to be. Once again, I have decided that my Smurf is not going to have a bottom jaw. So he's not going to have a bottom jaw, it's going to be creepy as hell, it's going to be something scary. So buckle up. So we're going to have a bite taken out of his ear, because that's what I like to do. With a lot of my zombie drawings, I do like to have like a bite taken out of some sort of place on the body to reiterate that it is a zombie. I don't know why, because usually zombies are eating other people. Why is there a bite? I suppose in this zombie, I suppose you can say that it's because that's probably the way he was turned into a zombie, was because he was bitten. Now I'm just dribbling. I like to draw uneven eyes because I just really like uneven eyes. I'm gonna give him one of those sort of eyes. Give him some really chunky like brow area, because I really like to draw like really big chunky brows with some of these drawings. Because, you know, he's a zombie, he's mutated now. He's mutated into the zombie. My goal in life is to pretty much turn everything I can think of into a zombie. So we'll give him some of those real sort of those nostrils. So we're not going to do the Smurf proper nose today. It's going to be one of those creepy, sort of creepy noses. So we'll do the top jaw through here like that, just do like an outline of where that's gonna be, and just like that. So now I'm going to be doing, this is where you draw, you do the horrible teeth. Now with everything that I draw, zombie, monsters, whatever, I always put these teeth in. I always just like them, it's just my default that I go to because I just love it. It just makes it look like a monster. It just looks like a horrible monster. The plan is here, if I just do one more, I'll just do one more here, is to have some of this skin sort of coming off and going down here like that. And then have one bit sort of coming up like that, so it's like his mouth's just ripped open. Some skin just flapping in the wind over here. See? Just like that. A couple of little things coming up like that. I plan on doing some stitches across here and probably along here as well. That's another thing I love to do, is doing stitches. Love it, love it. Can't get enough. It's not looking like a traditional Smurf at the moment, but it will have Smurf elements, and that's all we care about. Sort of draw where the hat is going to go. Usually I map out the whole body of where everything is going to go, but I just don't want to do that today. I just feel like doing sections at a time today, and I don't know if that's bad practice, but I really don't care. Keep it to like the Smurfy kind of hat, and we'll make it a little bit ripped here. So just like that. I'll give it a couple of creases. I think I'm going to lift this eye up. I don't like the eye, I'm going to lift it up. And it's the nose. The nose needs to be a little bit higher. Alright, I'm just going to like just change so much of this because I'm just not liking it right now. That's a bit better. Drawn him a bit too high on the page again. So we'll do a stitch coming down from here. We'll start on the body now. Now we're just gonna give him a real hunched over body with some spines, sort of some bumps sticking out in his pants. What we might do is I might map the rest of this out now, because I'm sort of a little bit not liking where this is going. We'll get some arms in here going. We just want some really weird arms. Just one thing about this drawing is it's a zombie Smurf. It ain't gonna make sense, and he's going to be completely munted because he's a zombie. And I just really plan on making him as frightening and as weird as possible. Give him some chest cuts. Don't know about you, but every time I see like these sort of stitches across a chest, oh, I get ghost pains. So it's kind of like the idea is like he's been to a morgue, and you know, he's then risen as a zombie. So he's been cut open. You know, they usually do, you know, all the autopsies and that, and this is what's happened. He has then come out of it. He's turned into a zombie, and he's the walking dead. Just like that. Have weird legs, you know, because he's a zombie. Might give him some pointy shoes, because the shoes I had picked out were more just flat like the actual Smurf shoes, but I'm sort of feeling a little elfy type shoe, all weird and munted. This one's going to be a bit trickier because I really don't know how to sort of make pointed long shoes, like a front on view of pointed shoes. Probably should have got a reference. That's exactly what I wanted, just like that. Now what I was thinking of doing with his hands was just having them fade off into just nothingness. So he's like sort of morphing into like a vine. I was just going to do like lots of little leaves and then have the vine sort of wrapping around his limbs, flowing to this arm, obviously. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the vines also around his legs, just to give him that nice foresty sort of Smurf feel. You know, he's still a Smurf, but he is a zombie Smurf. just doing the ringlets around for the vine, and I will do a couple of just popping out at the back here. Now I want us to carry the vines up through the top to sort of give it a bit of, you know, just to sort of balance it out a bit. So we'll put a vine up here and we'll come back around. Wow, wow. You're gonna make those sound effects too. I like that. That's my idea for the Smurf. I will come along with my fine liner and I will do the line art after I've rolled. Ow. Well, I need to work this out and take the majority of that graphite off so your poor pen isn't fighting through graphite. Alright, here we go. That is the little Smurfy Smurf. Probably going to leave this for a little bit to dry because I've had a bit of an issue with this particular pen, my 0.4 uni pen, where I thought I'd let it dry sufficiently enough, and then I went over it and it just bled everywhere with watercolor, and I worked out that I had to leave it for like a good couple of hours before I could come back and actually watercolor the picture that I was doing. I find that I don't have that problem with the 03s. The 03s seem to dry really quick, and I can usually put watercolor over the top of them in no time, like 10 minutes, or probably not even that, 5 minutes. But this one, yeah, I don't know what the go is with it, but I did test it the other day and found that, yeah, it needed a good hour, at least an hour. Thought that was really weird. I don't know if anyone else has ever experienced that, but that's what I've experienced with this. I'm gonna go leave this now. It's actually the next day now because unforeseeable events happened yesterday where I didn't end up getting back to colouring in or watercolouring my Smurf. So I'm gonna do it now. You're probably gonna hear some whooshing and some really windy sort of noises. It's because we're in the middle of a cyclone at the moment. It hasn't come here yet, but it's pretty much on its way. Also, I mentioned it in my other video, in my last video, when I went to that store and bought a whole heap of Mod Marty stuff, I bought these paintbrushes too. They're acrylic ones because you buy a watercolor set, but I didn't like the watercolor set at all. So I got the acrylic ones because they just look nicer. So yeah, I really like the look of these. Like, I'm gonna give these a try because, yeah, the Princeton brand that I have been using is just rubbish, absolute rubbish. So I decided to try the Montmartre brush set. So if these are a good set of brushes, I'll get more. I'm gonna watercolor. Oh, geez, I'm gonna watercolor this guy in and see how we go, and add some elements along the way, and see how these paintbrushes go. And yeah, I'll probably end up doing a speed up of this part because there is so much noise around, and I really can't, like, you can hear it, like, listen to it. It's just so much noise. I'm just gonna take the sand out. I'm just gonna do a speed paint and go from there. there is my finished Smurf, my zombie Smurf. I ended up adding some flowers here, and down the bottom as well, just to sort of add a little bit more sort of viney, you know, plant element. And yeah, it's just some usual blood smeared around like he's been feasting on people. And I always say this with every video, I've really got to work on shading and doing that a bit better. That's it. That is it. That is it from me for today. I'm going to go battle this cyclone and hope to God my little granny flat doesn't get blown away. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh yeah, and by the way, these are awesome paintbrushes. I have been missing out. Oh my god, it's amazing what happens when you actually use a decent brush to paint with.